Hello there everyone and welcome back to the channel. My name is Botox Games. Today we have a bit of a grab bag of news and rumors because a lot of people are talking about Nintendo's stock price right now and how they think maybe it going up, because it did spike about 2% today, maybe it going up indicates that something is going on, right? Maybe insiders know something is happening regarding the Switch 2. I also want to talk about a rumor regarding Elden Ring potentially coming to the Switch 2 next year, and also Animal Crossing Pocket Camp is getting its complete paid version, and I have some thoughts on that as well. So those are the topics for today's video. Of course, if you are new here and you enjoy Nintendo Switch news, discussions, content coverage, all that fun stuff, I would appreciate you subscribing. Let's get into it. Alrighty folks, welcome back to the channel. I hope your Monday is going well. A little bit of a later upload. I wasn't sure if I was going to post today, but I decided there was enough like little things to talk about, right? There's all these different little things that I wanted to make a video. Of course, a lot of us are currently of the belief that the Switch 2 will be announced this week because of a lot of things I've talked about in other videos. Of course, Puro coming back. Of course, the investor meeting for Nintendo is next week on November 5th. It just feels like if it's happening this year, this is the week to do it. Frankly, tomorrow's the day to do it. I will give it until the investor meeting, but like, if it's happening this year, I think tomorrow morning is when we would probably see something regarding Nintendo's next generation console. Now, something I've seen a lot of people talking about and covering, you know, articles are being written about this, is Nintendo's stock price and how it has been going up a little bit higher than usual today. And a lot of people think that is indicative of some sort of reveal happening, basically saying like insiders maybe know like, hey, the reveal's happening this week, they're buying shares, it's going up, and people think that kind of means something. And listen, I'm not going to sit here and pretend I'm an expert on the stock market. I think we all need to calm down on the stock price stuff. I think we all need to calm down on the shareholder thing. So looking at Nintendo stock, it looks like it's gone up about like 1.45% for Nintendo ADR. And looking at the price of Nintendo shares over on Market Watch for the actual like Japanese stock, not going through the New York Stock Exchange, it went up about 1.97% in Japan today. Here's the thing though. First of all, I don't think you can look at this and say, oh, investors are buying more and buying into it, and that's why it's going up because they think something's about to happen, because that would be insider trading. If they knew that the Switch 2 reveal was happening this week, that would be insider trading if they're buying more because of that. What is happening is they are watching videos like mine, they are watching and reading all of these articles and news reports about how the Switch 2 is getting announced soon. Nintendo themselves have acknowledged it. They are speculative buying. That is what, you know, stock is. That is how the stock market works. You buy before you think something is going to happen. And just like all of us, you know, making YouTube videos and commenting on forums and stuff, they think it's going to be announced soon. It just makes sense. So while I would like to believe that Nintendo stock going up 2% is actually indicative of something, I feel like we need to take a step back and understand when something kind of feels like confirmation bias. This feels like people looking for any sign of any glimmer of hope for the Switch 2 reveal this week, and it frankly does just kind of read as like people needing confirmation bias on this reveal happening. I guess there's also some elections going on in Japan right now. I saw some people saying that is why the stock price for Nintendo has gone up a little bit more than usual today. But I just think the entire stock argument, I wanted to mention it because people are going crazy about it. I see, you know, Nintendo tweeting it out on Twitter. Like, I think this means nothing, basically, is what I'm saying here. I really don't think we can look into the stock price of Nintendo going up as an indicator. But it is, I guess, a good sign either way, right? Like, it's a good sign that even Nintendo's hardcore investors are buying in because they think something is going to happen soon. But I don't think it really means they know. Like, it doesn't mean they know anything's going to happen soon. They know as much as we do. That's why they're buying, because they think it's going to happen this week. I mean, if you look back, I found an article from, what, like February, I think? It says, Nintendo shares hit record high driven by Switch 2. Yeah, that didn't work out, did it? This was in January, back when a lot of outlets were reporting that the Switch 2 was going to be revealed in like February and kind of come out in 2024. It went up because people thought it was going to happen. And so it's going up right now in a similar fashion because investors think it's actually about to happen. So I really don't think we can look too much into that. But there were a couple other things I wanted to talk about today, including this rumor from Nash Weedle, someone I have not really talked about too much on this channel. I think Nash Weedle is dubious at best. However, we did also have Necrolipe kind of chime in with his own 2 cents about this, and that is regarding Elden Ring coming to the Switch 2. So Nash Weedle posted yesterday, Leak Express, a port of Elden Ring for Switch 2 is in development, which will receive the game in a definitive edition. It seems that Virtuos could be responsible for this port and that it would arrive by the end of 2025. And then we had Necro Felipe come in and say, I heard the same back in March, but I cannot confirm the release schedule for this. So we have two dubious, I would say, sources kind of saying that Elden Ring is happening on Switch 2 next year. I think this makes a lot of sense. I think a lot of us have talked about Elden Ring maybe even being a game that they show in the reveal trailer of this console, similarly to how Skyrim was shown with the Switch back in 2016. I think Elden Ring could make a good fit for that. I'm not like sold on that idea, but I do think regardless of that, regardless of it being in the reveal trailer, Elden Ring will almost certainly come to Switch 2. I was actually talking with a friend last night. It's kind of weird that like even Dark Souls 2 and 3 haven't come to Switch, so I think the full From Software suite will come over to Switch 2. Maybe not like Armored Core, but we'll probably get Dark Souls, frankly, Dark Souls 1, because I think that game needs another remaster. If we're getting a console that is a little bit more capable, right? Give Dark Souls 1 another proper remaster, or really just port the PS4 version over to Switch 2. Give us Dark Souls 2, give us Dark Souls 3, that's my favorite Dark Souls game. Give us Sekiro, I adore Sekiro. And then, yeah, give us Elden Ring. I mean, that's the most popular game of 2022, and it's one of the best-selling games of 2022, and it's also From Software's best-selling game, I believe. So that just makes sense. Virtuos doing it, I think, also makes sense, because didn't they do Dark Souls Remastered originally? Yeah, looking at their Wikipedia, it says that they are credited for Dark Souls Remastered specifically on Nintendo Switch. So if they wanted to work with From Software again and get Elden Ring running on the Switch too, that kind of just makes sense to me. And Nash Weedle's weird. I haven't talked too much about him in the past. He has tweeted a lot of stuff and posted a lot of things that kind of just feel like obvious guesses, kind of under the guise of being a leak or rumor. However, to give him his flowers, Nash Weedle did say back in May, let me find the tweet here real quick. Yeah, he tweeted out on May 13th, 2024, Leak Express Mini, Mario and Luigi are coming back, perhaps not in the way we would all expect, but there is a title in development that includes the names of the two plumbers. It appears to be well underway and could be announced this fiscal year. Now, as we all know, Mario and Luigi Brothership was announced a month later. So, while Nash Weedle, I think, overall in the past has been a little bit dubious, this is something that I don't think you predict. You know, if you're trying to disguise your predictions as leaks or insider information, this is not something you would say, I don't think. I don't think anybody was expecting Mario and Luigi to come back. Certainly not this year anyway. Maybe eventually on Switch 2, but I really didn't see any conversation about Mario and Luigi coming back, especially after we got Mario RPG and Thousand Year Door so close to each other. The thought of a third Mario RPG was kind of unthinkable, and for it to be a new one, right? So, to give him credit where credit is due, he was, I believe, the first person to talk about Mario and Luigi coming back. He wasn't that specific. He also mentions that part there, perhaps not in the way we would all expect and how they're coming back, so I don't really know what that means, but he was the first person to say Mario and Luigi is coming back, so maybe we should take Nash Weedle a little bit more seriously moving forward. But yeah, Elden Ring coming to Switch 2, I think that makes the most sense. I think we're going to see most like PS4, and I guess that's, you know, PS5, but we're going to see a lot of those games that just have missed the Switch come over to Switch 2 when and where it makes sense. I also think, like, Square Enix is going to go crazy, bringing a ton of their games over. We're still waiting on, like, Final Fantasy 13 trilogy. I think Final Fantasy 15 even could end up getting some sort of re-release. So I think we're going to be seeing a lot of, like, those bigger PS4, early PS5 gen games getting Switch 2 ports probably pretty early on in the console's life cycle. Now, the final thing I want to talk about today is something that's actually official. This is a real official thing that happened late last night. We had heard earlier in the summer, I believe, that Animal Crossing Pocket Camp would be getting shut down. We heard that Animal Crossing Pocket Camp would be shut down. They're going to close down the servers, and it was not going to be a free-to-play game anymore. In fact, they were actually going to re-release it as a paid offline version. Well, we now have quite a bit more information about this, including the pricing structure for this game, the release timing, and the fact that Animal Crossing Pocket Camp Complete will be getting a full year of new content, which is something I was not expecting. So, Pocket Camp is shutting down on November 28th, but on December 3rd, they're releasing Pocket Camp Complete, which is going to be a $10 buy-in cost for a limited time. From December 3rd until January 31st, you can get the game for $9.99, and then after that, so on February 1st, the game will become $20. And it's going to be a one-time fee. Players will be able to transfer all of their save data from the free version. And then, yeah, they also included the detail there that they will be releasing new items and new events for this new version of Pocket Camp. And that's very intriguing. I was not expecting this. I wish this would be the fate of every mobile game, every Nintendo mobile game at the very least. I wish Dragalia Lost had seen the same kind of treatment. I wish even Dr. Mario World, a game I don't really care for, it's cool that they're preserving Animal Crossing Pocket Camp in this way. And frankly, this is basically a new Animal Crossing game. I have heard from a lot of people that actually played Pocket Camp that, you know, it's basically just it's just a mobile Animal Crossing game. Like, it is a full mobile version of Animal Crossing. I have not played it too much. I think I maybe put like an hour into it when it came out, but this being a full like $10, $20 game with a full year of new content, no microtransactions involved, it seems like that's pretty enticing. I mean, we're basically getting a new Animal Crossing game this year. That's crazy. And it got me thinking about the future of Animal Crossing and, of course, EPD5. While it's true that Nintendo Cube and DNA co-developed Pocket Camp, I'm not sure how much EPD5 is even involved with Pocket Camp. It makes me wonder about which comes first. We've had a lot of talk on this channel and over the past year or so about whether or not Animal Crossing or Splatoon 4 would pop up first on the Nintendo Switch 2. And initially, I was completely gung-ho on there being an Animal Crossing game on the Switch 2 within the first 12 months, maybe 18 months at most, of that console. You know, Splatoon 3 will be 3 years old by the time that we get to whenever this would release in like late 2025. I think Animal Crossing, from that perspective, makes the most sense. You want to kind of alternate and not overdo Splatoon. However, now that we're getting this, now that Splatoon 3's content rollout is done, and given how Nintendo has marketed Splatoon in the years prior, right? Like, I mean, Splatoon 2 was in the Switch reveal trailer. Splatoon is something that I think they want to use to sell consoles, especially in Japan. And I'm not saying they couldn't do that with Animal Crossing. They totally could. But the way they've just treated Splatoon over the past decade makes me think that, honestly, I think there's a good chance Splatoon 4 is something we see pretty early on in the Switch 2's life cycle, and I think Pocket Camp Complete existing almost helps support that, because let's say we get one of these games next year, a new Animal Crossing or a new Splatoon game on Switch 2, that'd be kind of weird, right? If we had Animal Crossing Pocket Camp getting new content while also getting a brand new Animal Crossing, that's not impossible, but I just feel like they're doing this as a way to appease hardcore Animal Crossing fans, so you have another year of content of something, while Splatoon fans will probably get another Splatoon game. That's how I'm kind of reading it. Obviously, it's 50-50. Both franchises are mega popular. Animal Crossing is more popular of the two, but I feel like as a system seller early on, having Splatoon a major multiplayer PvP game could make more sense, and I could see that happening in the first, 12 months, like I said, for Switch 2, but we'll have to wait and see. I'm just very happy that Pocket Camp is getting this treatment, and it's something that I actually might check out now, because I wasn't going to play like a free-to-play version of this game. I just wasn't, but now that we have this paid version, $10 I think is a totally fair price. I think even $20, based on what I've heard, not knowing the full breadth of the content in this game, even $20 seems pretty fair, and you have that introductory price. I guess it would have been nice if maybe, let's say if you had spent $20 in microtransactions in the past or something, maybe they could have just given it to you for free, but even then, I think $10, you can't really go wrong there. Plus, you're getting a full year of new content afterwards, so I think the pricing structure is fine. I saw a lot of people saying like $20 is way too much, and for a mobile game, yeah, that is pretty steep, but given the quality that you're getting here, I think that's fine. But I would love to hear what you guys think on all of this down in the comments below. What do you think of Nintendo's stock price going up? Do you think it is related to Switch 2, or do you think it kind of just means nothing? What do you think of Elden Ring potentially coming to Switch 2? I would love to hear your thoughts on that. And what do you think of Animal Crossing Pocket Camp Complete? I think it's great. I think it's great that they're giving this game a permanent shelf life. We see so many mobile games just get shut down. So to see this game getting a permanent offline version is fantastic, and I hope we see the same thing happen for Fire Emblem Heroes, as well as Mario Kart Tour. You know what would have been crazy? Imagine if they put Pocket Camp on Switch. Like that, they could have done that, and that would have been, honestly, really cool, but alas, we're not getting that. So let me know your thoughts on all these different things down in the comments below. Of course, subscribe here for my Nintendo Switch news, content coverage, all that fun stuff. Follow me on Twitter, @BoTalksGames. Check out my other channel, @It'sAmiibo, and until next time, folks, peace.